Hello again everyone, Alpha is open once again, and Primal Dragons are back on the menu. My name's Derailious, welcome back to Skyblock News, and let's launch right into this. Also, as a quick aside, I just want to say, the Primal Dragon spawn system is still exactly the same as it was previously on the last alpha. You still need 8 Awakened Summoning Eyes, it can still be either a rush wave, a set of multiple dragons, or a set of primals to begin with, and the end of the rush can still spawn primals. Everything about the previous video I made, aside from item stats, is still correct, so if you are confused about anything at the end of this video, feel free to check out that one, it's all still accurate. First off, with the elephant in the room, I want to talk about the titular set, the Primal Dragon armor set. It has been nerfed fairly significantly, but it also has gained a couple new stats. Notably, its Magic Find is better than Sara when maxed out, or better than the base set when it comes to any of the full set bonuses, and it also has gained some pet luck, which makes it useful in quite a few niche situations. However, in terms of strength, damage, health, and defense, it is not better than sets like Necron in dungeons, and in my opinion, when compared to something like Infernal or Fiery Crimson, this is just objectively worse, even if you max out the full set bonus. That bonus, by the way, increases your armor stats by 4% for each dragon kill milestone achieved. These kill milestones are at 50, 125, 250, 1000, and 2000 dragon kills. At least that's what they say on the forum post, but as you can see on screen now, it apparently goes all the way up to 24%, which I have no idea how that works, but apparently it does. It's pretty clear based on the changes made in-game and also the forum post that the admins don't want any sets to be outclassing things like Infernal Crimson or even things like Necron in dungeons. I kind of understand this argument, and I also think this armor set will still have uses for niche situations. I imagine things like Diana or Skatha hunting, but also I personally think something like Necron should be outclassed in dungeons eventually, and this was the perfect opportunity to do it. They decided not to do so, and I think that's totally fine, but they do state that the stats were out of control on the old alpha, and I completely agree. This very much brings that back in line, and also you don't have to try to get like 100,000 dragon kills, for example, to fully get the most bonus out of the set. It just maxes out at a total of 2,000. In terms of other changes, there's quite a few good things here. If I look up Recipe Awakened, the Awakened Summoning Eye recipe is different than it used to be on the old alpha, or at least it's different than it originally was. It's now just 5 Summoning Eyes and 4 Null Ovoids to make a Summoning Eye here, or the Awakened one. If I also do RNG and go to the Slayer meters and then Void Gloom Seraph, you can see that you can drop an Awakened Summoning Eye from the Void Gloom Seraphs at a rate of 0.1681, which isn't too bad. Also, there is a new chance to get a Awakened Summoning Eye from the Special Zealots. It's about a 4% chance for that. As well as this, the chances for a Primal Dragon to spawn after a Dragon Rush has been increased to 20% from 15%. Next up, we have this new item, the Blade of Dragonfire, which is just a buff to the aspect of the dragons, a pretty significant damage boost as well as a strength buff. It costs 2 Primal Dragon Hearts to craft, which you can get from fighting the Primal Dragons, obviously. I also think it's pretty interesting that they made it so that the Primal Dragons now drop the Primal Dragon eggs at a higher rate. They're now up to 0.25% chance from 0.1%, and for those who don't know, that is to make the Mythic Ender Dragon pet, which gives you 2 strength per unique pet you have. Thank God for the 7 pets introduced with Mining V3. Lastly, in terms of changes, Magic Find and Pet Luck no longer scale on dungeonized items while in dungeons, which is obviously due to this set existing and being able to be dungeonized. They also adjusted the quality of certain drops, and more desirable loot should now drop more often, which I only imagine means things like, for example, the Ender Dragon pet. The fact that this set also has Pet Luck is pretty notable, as it will be beneficial for, doing dragons and getting pets. Overall, while I personally have my grievances with some of the changes made within this update, notably the strength of the Primal Dragon armor set, I think generally things are really solid. They've made this update a lot more stable, playing on it is a lot more fun, the actual part of getting Primal Dragons to spawn is not as difficult, and Awakened Summoning Eyes are a little bit easier to come by, which is a good thing. I think that they're moving the game in the right direction, and this update is definitely a lot more credible than it was previously. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and comments down below though. Do you hate this update? Do you think it's great? Feel free to leave all that info in the comments section. At the end of the day though, my name's Derailious, thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and look to the future fellas, I'll see you then.